the day that carries the weight of history, 27th of April, Freedom Day. Back in 1994, the chains of apartheid were smashed, where South Africans of all races queued up to vote for the first time. Today, we're going to unpack what freedom truly means as South Africans. We're also going to unpack on freedom's slick cousin, liberty, and both personal and economic. And I'm going to show you how South Africa has broken free from apartheid. Individual and economic liberty has taken a serious hit. Let's start with Freedom Day. When South Africans kicked apartheid to the curb, Mandela and the ANC came into power, and suddenly everybody could vote, move around freely, move without carrying a passbook or fearing jail just for existing. That's freedom, folks. That's freedom from oppression, when government dictated your worth before you were even born. And it's the kind of win that makes you want to blast Miriam Makeba and dance like you're in a township jail. South Africa became the Rainbow Nation in 1994. But here's what irks me. Freedom and liberty are not the same beast. Freedom is when you are free from tyranny, segregation, and all that ugly stuff. Now, liberty is when you are truly free to do whatever you want to do without interference from any outside factor. It's the right to chart your own course, make your own calls, and not have the government play big brother over your life. When we zoom in on economic freedom and economic liberty, the waters get a little murkier. While South Africa got the freedom from apartheid locked down, personal and economic liberty took huge knocks. Freedom Day gave South Africans the keys to political freedom. Everybody gets the right to vote. Everyone's equal under the law. That is huge. But liberty, especially economic liberty, is about having the space to build your own life, start a business, or chase a dream without government trying to reach into your pockets. Personal liberty means walking the streets without fear, speaking your mind without a muzzle, and knowing that your choices matter. Now, South Africa has that freedom part. But on the liberty side, both personal and economic, that is where we have hit a wall. Sometimes it seems that we traded our liberty for this fake freedom. So take the economy, apartheid is gone, but the economic playing field is a mess. Economic freedom means that anybody can start their own business. Nobody tells you what business you can start. You can hire who you want, and you can keep what you earn without jumping through a whole bunch of hoops. Economic liberty goes deeper. It's the ability to take risks, innovate, and succeed or fail on your own terms, without government intervention. This is where South Africa is struggling. Policies like BEE and affirmative action aim to fix historical wrongs. Now, get the intent. Centuries of exclusion is not going to be fixed overnight. But when you are a small business owner and the government is slapping you with heavy regulations, heavy taxes and more taxes lined up, and quotas on who you can hire, that's not liberty. That's a chokehold dressed up as fairness. Red tape and labor laws make it tough for small business owners. And that is a direct hit to economic liberty. Now then, there's the personal liberty angle. Crime is a massive roadblock in South Africa. South Africa's murder rate is around 45 per 100,000 people. That is one of the highest in the world. When you are scared to walk down your streets or walk into a shop without any burglar guards, how free are you? Now, economic liberty ties in here as well. Now, if you are pouring your profits into expensive security systems, backup power supplies, backup water sources, instead of growing your business, you're not exactly living that entrepreneurial dream. Let's talk taxes. South Africa's personal income tax rate is 45%. That's the highest. Business tax rate, 27%. That's a big chunk of hard-earned cash going to the government. Imagine being a business owner, 27% of your profits are going away. And if you're drawing an income at the highest level, 45%. Economic liberty means keeping most of what you earn and using it to build a future and not fueling a bloated bureaucracy. Politically, the ANC has been running the show since 1994, but that's not apartheid level control. But it's cozy enough to raise a good few eyebrows. Now, don't get me wrong. Freedom Day is no small potatoes. It's a testimony of what South Africans fought for against brutal odds. But liberty, personal and economic, is the next hill to climb. It's about giving every South African, and not just the connected, a chance to build their own lives, start a business, and walk the streets without fear. Freedom is the foundation, and liberty is a house that's built on that foundation. Right now, that house needs some serious renovations. Less red tape, less crime, and more room for people to chase their dreams. So this Freedom Day, let's raise a glass to the battles that have been won, but keep our eyes on the real fight that's ahead. South Africa has the grit and the heart to make it happen. Stay free and fight for your liberty.